Vice Admiral Walter E. Carter, Jr., United States Navy, the Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, is escorting the guest of honor for today's ceremony, the Vice President of the United States, Michael R. Pence. Also accompanying the Vice President in the official party are the Honorable Sean Stackley, Acting Secretary of the Navy, Admiral John Richardson, United States Navy, Chief of Naval Operations, and Lieutenant General Robert Walsh, United States Marine Corps, Deputy Commandant for Combat Development and Integration. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we extend honors to the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angels, the Navy's Precision Flight Demonstration Squadron, will be approaching momentarily behind me at the south end of the stadium in a salute to the class of 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite all of our guests to remain standing for our national anthem, sung by Midshipman First Class Andrew Drevitt, and the invocation by Captain Francis Foley, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy.
Proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017 asks that we pause for a moment of silence to recognize 3 members of the class who are not with us today. Midshipman William McCamey, Midshipman Justin Zemser, and Midshipman Jason Jablonski, all of whom, sadly, passed away before this auspicious day. Please join now in a moment of silence as we remember them and honor their families. And now I invite all who wish to join me. Let us pray. Eternal Father, rejoicing in the brilliance of your love and the blessings of freedom, we turn to you with confidence, giving thanks for the generous spirit with which you have endowed the men and women who freely don the uniform of their nation. Be with the class of 2017 today and every day, that they might grow ever stronger in virtue and ever more committed to the service of their country. Bless their families and all who have aided them on the journey of life. Reward them for their generosity and good example. Bless those who will be commissioned officers. Renew them with wisdom to untie the knot of every challenge. Bestow the strength to persevere through every difficulty. Give them the courage to overcome every obstacle. Lord, guide these men and women to be leaders of integrity, to serve with honor on land and sea and in the air. May they be instruments of justice and peace wherever they are sent. Finally, Lord, bless the United States of America. Keep her safe. Grant peace among all nations and amidst all factions. But until that great day of healing, when the wolf lives in harmony with the lamb, keep our Navy and Marine Corps strong, sharp, and skilled, feared by her foes, loved by their friends, and always treasured in the hearts of their countrymen. In your most holy name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the 62nd Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Walter E. Carter, Jr.
Welcome, Vice President Pence, Acting Secretary Stackley, Admiral Richardson, Lieutenant General Walsh, Brigade of Midshipmen, family, friends, but most importantly, the 1,053 graduates of the class of 2017. want to be the first to congratulate the class of 2017. It's been a long 4 years, and you have earned this special day. It is your day. You know, so much has been done to make this a great event, the behind-the-scenes work to make commissioning week run smoothly and set up this beautiful ceremony. Before going any further, I'd like to take a brief moment to thank our dedicated faculty and staff, the Naval Academy Athletic Association, which runs this spectacular Navy and Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. How about the great Blue Angels flying over today? And our very own Naval Academy Band, the oldest and finest band in the Navy. How about a round of applause for the Navy Band? Now, it's that time of year where there are a lot of great athletic events happening all over the country. Navy is traditionally in some of these great events like sailing, women's crew. We even have some athletes competing in track and field at the national level. But I'd be remiss to not mention 4 important first-class midshipmen who are missing graduation today. Morgan Young, Megan Hubley, Aislinn Probst, and Molly McGuckin are amazing seniors who are leading our women's lacrosse team. They are rewriting Navy sports history tonight. They'll be taking on Boston College up in Foxborough, Massachusetts in their first NCAA Final Four. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention Coach Cindy Timshaw, who is a national leader in women's lacrosse, who's leading our women's lacrosse team. Congratulations to them. To the mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, sponsors, friends, every single person who joins us here this morning, and especially those loved ones who could not be here. Thank you sincerely for your unwavering and everlasting support. We welcome you, each and every one of you, not only to the Naval Academy family, but to the Navy and Marine Corps family as well. Mr. Vice President, I can only begin to understand how proud you and Mrs. Pence are, as you are also part of this Navy and Marine Corps family. We wish the best for your son, First Lieutenant Mike Pence, Jr., as he continues his training in his quest for his Navy wings of gold to become a Marine Corps naval aviator. Congratulations. The men and women before you today have been challenged time and time again during their 4 years by the Severn River. Their success is as much a testament to their hard work and determination as it is to be the support of the families who are here today. But this is not the end. They will continue to depend on your understanding, your guidance and advice as they begin their Navy and Marine Corps careers. To the class of 2017, you are joining a long and storied lineage. A century ago, the 186-member strong class of 1917 became the first class in our history to graduate 1 year early as the United States prepared to enter the First World War. They witnessed the transition beyond ships powered by wind and coal into combat using new technologies such as the radio and the machine gun, as well as the opening of new domains under the sea and in the air with military application of submarines and aircraft. 50 years later, the class of 1967, your link in the chain, many of whom are here today, who will be handing out to you your ensign and second lieutenant bars later on, they graduated from an entirely different naval academy. The landscape of the yard had changed dramatically, capped by the new construction of Michelson and Chauvenet halls, while Bancroft Hall expanded from 4 wings to 8 wings, becoming the largest dormitory in the world and still is today, but back then that was to accommodate an incoming class size of over 1,200 midshipmen. The world had changed too for the class of 1967 as the last conventionally powered aircraft carrier was launched, soon to be replaced by a new wave of nuclear-powered warships. Most significantly, they watched from the steps of Bancroft Hall as the United States involvement in Vietnam escalated into a full-blown war. Their careers, their very lives, were indelibly marked by this war. They served their country honorably, returning home not to ticker tape parades, but to a country embroiled in civil unrest. Still, they sacrificed. Still, they endured. This legacy of change, of sacrifice, of selfless service continues today with the class of 2017. Class of 2017, your academic achievements are rivaled by only a handful of the most elite universities in the world. Your varsity and club sports teams won on the fields, on the courts, and in the pool in record-setting fashion. You served our neighboring communities and their people selflessly. Most importantly, during your time here, you have forged unbreakable bonds with your classmates that will link you to each other, the city of Annapolis, the Naval Academy, for the rest of your lives. Now, I do not know exactly what challenges tomorrow may bring. Every day, the world is growing exponentially more interconnected and complex, and the risks posed by other nations and non-state actors will most assuredly continue into our future. But without hesitation, I can state one indisputable fact. The class of 2017 is prepared to serve alongside our nation's bravest men and women. Whether engaging in combat or sustaining the peace, you are ready to join our Navy and Marine Corps team to lead, fight, and win. That's right, 3 simple words: lead, fight, win. I want those in your back pocket for the rest of your Navy careers, whether you're on the seas, below the seas, in the air, on the ground, or in cyberspace. Class of 2017, the real work starts now. Every single day, you must humbly earn the special trust and confidence this nation bestows upon you in your patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities with the rank you are about to wear. You have demonstrated the potential to serve not only in the careers of those that will be in naval service, but to continue leading at the highest levels of military command, citizenship, and government. You will prove yourselves ready to become not only the leaders of our Navy and Marine Corps, but the future leaders of our nation. God bless our Navy and Marine Corps team, and God bless the great class of 2017. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the Acting Secretary of the Navy, the Honorable Sean Stackley.
Vice President Pence, you honor us with your participation today. Now, rumor has it that you had to make a choice between yesterday's graduation at West Point and today's graduation at Annapolis. Let me simply say, sir, that the 1,000+ midshipmen graduating today, they had to make the same choice 4 years ago. And they're here to tell you, you made the right call. And shortly, you will shake their hands. These, the finest young men and women this nation has produced. And when you do so, they will thank you for giving them the opportunity to serve our country. Just don't be surprised if they also mention the score of last year's Navy-Notre Dame game. CNO, thank you for your tremendous leadership at the helm of our Navy. Your great sense of personal honor serves as an example for all of us here today. General Walsh, I think you and I can agree that the reason the CNO and the class of '82 are doing such a fine job running the Navy is that the class of '79 did such a fine job training them. Superintendent, faculty, and staff, you've equipped them with the skills and abilities that they will need to tackle the greatest issues before our Navy and Marine Corps in the decades ahead. Mission accomplished. Bravo, Zulu. And to the parents of today's graduating class, when they were young, you endowed them with a love of country and the desire to serve, and you entrusted them, these, your sons and daughters, you entrusted them to our nation. Words cannot express our gratitude. Their success is as well your success. Which brings me to the class of 2017. As the superintendent said, this is your day. But I would remark, this is your time. Now, all of you thought, some of the time, that this day would never come. And some of you thought, all of the time, that this day would never come. But from Trident Scholars to Rhodes Scholars, I am awed by the distinguished graduates lining the rows before me. And I would put you up against any graduate from any university in this country. Now, as tough as the competition may be to finish at the top of the class, there's arguably an even tougher competition taking place. A competition over who will finish last in the class. A competition where you don't want to be the runner-up. And tradition has it that each member of the graduating class will pay tribute, $1 silver to that beloved midshipman who overcame every challenge, every doubt, every hour of extra instruction to be among your ranks today. And in keeping with that tradition, I've brought with me a 2017 silver dollar for the class of '17 anchorman. And let me be perfectly clear, I would also put him up against any graduation from any university in the country. So please introduce yourself today to collect your hard-earned tribute. The fact is that each of you had the opportunity to pursue an education at any number of fine universities. But when given the choice between being a witness to history and making history, you have stepped forward, joining the long line of patriots who have come before you, who have chosen to defend the freedom, the safety, the dreams of others, who have made a commitment to serve our nation in a time of war. Yes, I'd put each and every one of you up against any graduate from any university in our country. Now, some 38 years ago, while sitting in your seat, I was drifting back over my time at Annapolis, and I'd be disappointed if you weren't drifting right now also. I-Day seemed like yesterday. Looking to my left and to my right as we formed on that hot, humid day in T Court, I could not imagine that in the course of 4 years, from plebe rates to plebe boxing, chow calls, P-raids, come-arounds, uniform races, YPs, march-on, mid-rats, pep rallies, Navy football, nodding off in Forrestal lectures, causing mischief on youngster crews, the O course, the tower jump, battalion sports, a summer of flying, diving, crawling, sailing, the ring dance, the 40-minute swim, the 40-minute drown, service selection, final exams, from going over the wall to going over the gouge, from early mornings in Rickover Hall to late nights at McGarvey's, from sweating through statics and dynamics, wires and fluids, sea power and seamanship, that in the course of 4 years, to my left and to my right, more than friends, we would become a band of brothers. Yes, these my classmates. So take a moment right now. Look to your left. Look to your right. Break out your iPhone. I know you've got it stashed somewhere. Break it out and capture the moment. Then, go ahead. I think it's still true what they say, they can't fry us all. Then, trace your own steps through the yard these past 4 years. From the tomb of John Paul Jones, past Herndon and Tecumseh, climb the marble steps leading to Memorial Hall and Perry's proud battle ensign, "Don't give up the ship." From Ripley at the bridge to the submarine memorial, honoring those still on patrol. From the mast of the USS Maine to every name on every marker on the grounds of the cemetery at Hospital Point, and every name of every battle remembered on these very walls here at Memorial Stadium. The history of our nation has been chiseled into these stone monuments that stand as timeless testament to the courage and sacrifice of the generations who have come before you. And when you graduate today, you will join their ranks. So capture this moment. For tomorrow you will begin a new journey. A journey in a world marked by the extremes of war and the dreams of peace, where you will soar to the depths of space and plumb the depths of the ocean. You will keep lit the torch of freedom in Afghanistan and Iraq. You'll sail from the Straits of Hormuz to the Straits of Malacca, leaving security in your wake. You'll build partnerships with nations on both coasts of Africa, conduct exercises with allies in the Pacific and with neighbors in the Americas. The eyes of the world will be on you as you stand watch from the Baltic Sea to the Eastern Mediterranean and from the South China Sea to the Sea of Japan. And you'll pull into the finest ports in the world, where you'll run into classmates, swap sea stories, and hoist a pint to good time past and to fellow shipmates that you've lost along the way. And whenever, wherever, natural disaster may strike, you'll be there too to provide relief. And along the way, you'll make decisions every day, large and small, decisions that will define who you are, decisions that will reflect what you value, decisions that will determine your future, and decisions that will determine the fate of our nation. So decide carefully. It's an exciting, yet highly uncertain future that awaits you. But what is certain is that our national security will continue to rely on the dedication, the skills, the abilities, the passion, and ultimately, the professionalism of our leaders in uniform, each and every one of you. And while it may be far from your mind today, I can say with certainty that you will have the opportunity, indeed the duty, to help shape that future. And for that, I thank you and I wish you Godspeed. Godspeed, class of 2017, and God bless this land that you will protect. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 48th Vice President of our United States, the Honorable Mike Pence.
Thank you. Vice Admiral Carter, Acting Secretary Stackley, Admiral Richardson, General Walsh, all the members of the faculty, the Brigade of Midshipmen, to all the family and friends who traveled near and far to join in this special moment, and congratulations to the newest officers in the United States Navy and Marine Corps, the Naval Academy Class of 2017. It is an honor to be with you all. Today, it's my great privilege to bring you congratulations, and also to offer you the congratulations of your Commander-in-Chief, the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. I must tell you, standing before all of you, extraordinary young Americans, is deeply humbling for me. It's humbling for me to be here in the midst of Fleet Week at this storied military and academic institution with the extraordinary men and women of the class of 2017. Yours is already a class of distinction. You already distinguished yourselves the day you made the decision to put on the uniform of the United States of America and follow the path of service to this great country, and we honor you for it. The 1,053 men and women before me, you are America's very best. In a few moments, 760 of you will be commissioned as naval officers in surface warfare, Navy SEALs, aviators, and also in the silent service beneath the waves across the world. Another 260 of you will leave this place to continue your training as officers in the Marine Corps, and I understand that 2 of you will leave here as officers in the Air Force. Apparently well represented here. No matter what path you take, know that your Commander-in-Chief is proud of you, and so am I, and every American is grateful for you standing tall and stepping forward to serve our nation and protect our people. Before I go, though, any further, I'd like to add my voice to those who have remembered 3 who also stepped forward. They did not leave here into service, they left here into eternity. But we remember them today as much and honor them as much as all of you, for they stepped forward to serve this country. William McCamey, Justin Semser, Jason Jablonski were men of honor who stepped forward to serve in the Navy with distinction. And I know the class of 2017 and America will never forget them, and their families are on our hearts this day. So, today is a day of pride and celebration, not only for all of you in uniform before me, but for those who saw you through, for your friends, your professors, your commanding officers, and especially your families. And speaking of which, I'm grateful to be joined today by my commanding officer. Would you mind welcoming the Second Lady of the United States of America, who's a Marine Corps mom? Karen Pence is with us today. You know, as the proud parents of a first lieutenant in the Marine Corps, my wife and I know firsthand that the commissioning of an officer in the United States Armed Forces is a deeply moving moment for your loved ones. The people who believed in you, who believed long ago that you could make it here, who believed even on some days when you didn't, that you would make it to this day. They supported you. They encouraged you. They prayed you through. So before we go one step further, class of 2017, why don't you break protocol a little bit? Why don't you stand up, turn around, catch the eye of one of your loved ones in the stands and show them just how thankful you are for all the years of love and support that brought you to this day. Oh, and before I forget to all the midshipmen who are here today, the whole cell phone thing and that last deal, your minor conduct offenses are completely forgiven. You know, today marks the end of 4 years of training at the United States Naval Academy and the commencement of a voyage that will take you into uncharted waters. But make no mistake, and have no doubt, you are ready to lead. The training and education you received here has prepared you well to face the challenges that lie ahead, because today you graduate from an incomparable institution. It's remarkable to think that for more than 170 years, the children of liberty have come to the United States Naval Academy to pursue a life of service and sacrifice. In these halls, on these fields, and by this bay, midshipmen have been molded morally, mentally, and physically, and imbued with the highest ideals of duty, honor, and loyalty. They, like you, departed this place and distinguished themselves in every era as officers in the United States Navy and in the United States Marine Corps. Today, when the boards and bars are placed on your shoulders, you will become the next link in a chain that stretches back unbroken into the mists of American history. The links before you were forged by heroes from John Paul Jones, Stephen Decatur, Bull Halsey, Jim Stockdale, and Michael Murphy. Because of them and through the bravery of all who have called themselves Marines and sailors in our nation's history, America's freedom endures to this very day, and we honor all who have gone before you. But now it's your turn to assume the watch. And remember, it's not just America that your predecessors protected. Think today of what the world owes the United States Navy and Marine Corps. Here at the Navy Marine Corps Stadium, these stands are emblazoned top to bottom with the names of lands and seas that were consecrated by the sacrifice of the American sailor and Marine. I see Belleau Wood, where Marines charged the enemy 6 times, won the day to defend the freedom of Western Europe. I see the Battle of the Atlantic, the many battles of the Pacific, the Coral Sea, Midway, Leyte Gulf, when the Navy rolled back the tide of tyranny that had engulfed so much of the Asian Pacific. I see Incheon in Korea and the Mekong Delta in Vietnam. I see Iraq and Afghanistan, where to this very day, at this very hour, your brothers and sisters in arms stand strong and courageous in defense of liberty in the global war on terror. And between the places engraved on these stands, I see all that the Navy and Marine Corps have done and continue to do day in and day out to foster peace and prosperity on the 7 seas, to defend the defenseless in distant lands, to keep the shores of America safe from all who would dare threaten us. The truth is that today, you'll become leaders in the world's greatest force for good, the armed forces of the United States of America. All of you who do so are patriots, heroes all. You're the pride of your family, and you're the pride of the American people. There's not an American across this country who wouldn't like to have the view that I have today. It's very inspiring. You're from the rest of us, but you're the best of us. And you'll leave this place and enter a world in desperate need of the honor, courage, and commitment that defines the leadership that you learned here. So a few words of admonition. Trust your training and the principles you learned here, and you'll have success in your career and for your country. Remember that character is destiny. Be men and women of integrity. People follow people they trust. I truly believe that among the most important qualities of leadership, whether it's in the armed forces or any other endeavor, are humility, orientation to authority, and self-control. And I encourage you to cultivate these qualities as leaders in increasing measure every day from this day forward. With humility, consider others to be more important than yourselves. Be servant leaders. Approach every challenge as a learner and a listener first. In multiple counselors, there's wisdom, and the best decisions by the best leaders come from counsel and collaboration. Next is orientation to authority. Nothing I have to explain to those of you sitting before me today. Follow the chain of command without exception. Submit yourselves, as the saying goes, to the authorities that have been placed above you. Trust your superiors. Trust your orders, and you'll serve and lead well. And lastly, as arduous as it has been, the physical training in this place, I encourage you to continue to practice the discipline of self-control. There's an old proverb that says, like a city whose walls are broken down is a man who lacks self-control. I truly believe that commanding others first begins with being able to command yourself. Discipline is the foundation of leadership. Integrity, humility, orientation to authority, and self-control are my admonition to you today. I truly believe that as you pursue these qualities of character, you will lead with distinction. And as you've done to this moment in your life, you'll prove yourselves worthy of the trust that your Commander-in-Chief is placing in you today, to be faithful defenders of our nation and our way of life. And as you prepare to assume your duties, I want to say to the new officers and to your families, President Donald Trump is the best friend the armed forces of the United States will ever have. And I'll make you a promise. No matter where you're called to serve, no matter what the mission, this Commander-in-Chief will always have your back. And to the families who are gathered here today and all these rising officers, I say, President Donald Trump and I will not rest, we will not relent until we rebuild our military, restore the arsenal of democracy, and ensure that our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard have all the resources that you need to accomplish your mission and come home safe. That is our pledge to each of you. Earlier this month, President Trump signed a $21 billion increase in funding for our armed forces, the largest investment in military readiness in nearly a decade. And earlier this week, in his very first budget, your Commander-in-Chief laid out one of the largest increases in defense spending since the days of President Ronald Reagan. Let me be clear, the era of budget cuts of the armed forces of the United States is over. The President's budget increases funding for our national defense by $54 billion, provides more than 56,000 new service members, and begins to rebuild our Navy with 8 new battle force ships headed for the sea. President Trump is working with the Congress to make the strongest fighting force in history stronger still. And with renewed American strength, your Commander-in-Chief is once again reaffirming America's role as leader of the free world. While we must always work and hope and pray for peace, the best way to ensure peace is for our adversaries and our enemies to know that America is prepared to lead and fight and win any contest, any struggle, anywhere on behalf of freedom. Now you, the class of 2017, will be the instruments of American policy. Today you leave the brigade of midshipmen to join the vanguard of freedom. Your mission is more important now than ever. The mission of the United States Navy is multifaceted. You prevent the outbreak of major war and uphold peace and security around the globe. It's part of what the Navy does. You keep open pathways of prosperity from the Straits of Hormuz to the South China Sea, where just yesterday one of our mighty ships conducted freedom of navigation operations, reminding the world what American leadership looks like. That's also what the Navy does. And you do what men and women of the Navy has always done. You bear the burdens of your duty with honor, courage, and commitment as the unbreakable backbone of American freedom. That's what the Navy does, and that's now what all of you will do from this day forward. As soon-to-be commissioned officers in the United States Navy and Marine Corps, all of you from this day forward are called to be leaders. Always remember that you follow in the wake of heroes who've done just that. You can banish any doubt by thinking of those who have gone before and the great cloud of witnesses that surrounds us today, not just in the stands, but beyond. When I think of those who've gone before, I think of just a half century ago. A young man from Trussville, Alabama, did just what you all did. He'd answered the call to put on the uniform, and he was sitting right where you're sitting. Graduated from the United States Naval Academy in 1967. Not too long after that, he sailed across the Pacific to join the fight for freedom in the jungles of Vietnam. One day, assigned to a small boat unit, he was working with his team to extract a group of Navy SEALs from behind enemy lines when his boat was ambushed. He was thrown overboard, wounded by shrapnel, but he still found within himself the strength and courage to swim back to his nearly empty boat and provide cover fire for his brothers. Despite his own injuries, he personally attended to the wounded. He refused medical assistance until all his brothers in arms had been treated. He was awarded the Silver Star for his peerless bravery and leadership under fire. 50 years ago, he was sitting right where you're sitting today. He went on from that moment to serve with distinction, 7th Fleet Commander, Fleet Forces Commander. When he retired in 2003, he'd risen to the rank of a 4-star admiral. And that young man from that small town is with us today. Would you join me in welcoming Admiral Robert Natter of the class of 1967? who joins us here today. We salute you, sir, and all the members of the class of 1967 are here. But to the members of the Naval Academy class of 2017, I say to all of you, what do you want to be thinking when you're sitting here 50 years from now? Because we'll tell you it'll come a lot quicker than you think. I know in my heart you want to be every bit as heroic and defined as leaders as those who've gone before. Any one of the members of the class of 1967 who are here. So my challenge to all of you today is write your own story right now in your mind. See it and go live it. Write a historic and heroic story of service and selflessness and leadership, and then make it happen. You know, many people wonder all their lives if they've made a difference. As the future leaders of the United States Navy and Marine Corps, you'll never have that problem. Your lives will make a world of difference and do a world of good. So members of the United States Naval Academy class of 2017, this is your day. And as you prepare to leave this special place, I urge you to make the principles and precepts you've learned here the anchor of your life. Carry the example you saw in your peers, your professors, your commanding officers. Be worthy, never settle. Act every day, not for self, but for country. I challenge you to uphold the highest standards of honor and duty of officers of the United States Navy and the Marine Corps, to be leaders in the mold of those who have gone before, like Admiral Natter and others in whose wake you follow. And above all else, I say to you, have faith. Leave here today with the confidence that the American people are behind you. From your commander-in-chief on down, they support you and are proud of you. And also, if you're of a mind, have faith that he who planted this miracle of democracy on these wilderness shores and has seen her through every trial and has seen you through the challenges of the last 4 years will never leave you, never forsake you, and that no matter where your path may lead, he will always be there to calm the storm and guide you home. So thank you for the honor to be with you today. Bravo Zulu to the class of 2017. May God bless you with fair winds and following seas. God bless the Navy, the Marines, and God bless the United States of America.
The Academic Dean and Provost of the United States Naval Academy, Dr. Andrew T. Phillips.
Successfully completing the requirements and demands of a Naval Academy education is no small task. From I-Day to today, it's a steady dose of challenges, ranging from academic to athletic to leadership and character development. I have no doubt that each of you has been challenged, perhaps in ways you never thought you would, or to levels that you never thought you could achieve. But you did, and we congratulate each of you for doing so. To the families and friends of these soon-to-be Naval Academy graduates and officers, these soon-to-be ensigns and second lieutenants, and to the faculty and staff here today as well, I would like to thank you and congratulate you as well. The rare graduate is the one who never needed the support of family and friends and faculty mentors. These graduates, like the tens of thousands before them, have depended on your support and encouragement, and you were there for them when they needed it most. I know you are proud of their success, and we are most grateful to you for your role in that success. Nearly 44 years ago, on August 14th, 1973, Dr. Jim Darkangelo began his faculty career at the United States Naval Academy. Jim set the standard for what it means to be a faculty member at the Naval Academy, as a role model and mentor, as a colleague, and as a friend. Jim left us much too soon this spring. So today we remember Jim by leaving a seat for him where he would have sat, of course, as a leader for all to follow, at the very front. I ask that you join me in publicly recognizing Jim's outstanding service to the Naval Academy and to the nation. Now, candidates, please rise. Admiral Carter, on behalf of the faculty of the United States Naval Academy, I present these candidates for the baccalaureate degree and recommend that this degree be conferred upon them.
As you have successfully completed your course of study at the United States Naval Academy and have been recommended by the Academic Board as Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States, I confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree with all rights and privileges thereunto pertaining.
Now it gets exciting. The Deputy Commandant of the Marine Corps, Lieutenant General Robert Walsh, United States Marine Corps, will administer the oath of office to those being commissioned in the United States Marine Corps. Lieutenant General Walsh, I proudly present 260 midshipmen of the graduating class to be commissioned in the United States Marine Corps.
Well, thank you, Colonel Lazewski. Especially thank Vice President Pence and Mrs. Pence for honoring us here today. But just as important, thank you for First Lieutenant Michael Pence, First Lieutenant of Marines. Thank you. Thank you to my Naval Academy classmate, Secretary Sean Stackley. Thank you, sir. Our CNO, Admiral Richardson, and my good friend, Vice Admiral Ted Carter. And thank you, Ted, for all the wonderful things you do here at the Academy every single day. We're so proud of you. To the friends and families of the graduates, to be ensigns and second lieutenants, congratulations. Be very proud in your role in developing the men and women we are about to commission today. Today is a testament to the communities, friends, and families who supported them along the way. To our midshipmen, after you utter the words, "I do," during your oath of commissioning, it is no longer about you. You are responsible for our treasured enlisted Marines. You will place their needs ahead of your own, and the missions they will execute in every clime and place you will quickly learn what it means that officers eat last. Today's commissioning is also a testament that the class of 2017 is up to the challenge of this great Naval Academy and all of those that have gone before you. This quality is reflected in the many graduates who have went on to become notable leaders in our precious Corps. Lieutenant General John A. Lejeune, our 13th Commandant, is referred to as the greatest of all leathernecks, is an Academy graduate from 1890, and you know his statue well, as it stands outside of the hall that bears his name on the yard. Lieutenant General Victor Brute Krulak, an Academy graduate from 1934, is considered a visionary by Marines for his role in developing the landing craft that made us so successful during World War II, and later developed our concept of vertical assault with helicopters following World War II. After graduating from the Naval Academy in 1995, Major Doug Zimbiak was named the Lion of Fallujah as a result of his heroic actions leading a company during Operation Vigilant Resolve in 2004, and was awarded the Silver Star and Bronze Star for valor. The American people continue to believe that when a crisis emerges, our naval forces will be present, and invariably they will turn in a performance that is dramatically and decisively successful. Not most of the time, but always. They believe our naval force is a principled path for the young men and women of this country. An investment in the Navy and our Marine Corps continues to be an investment in the character of the young people of this great nation. Our young Marines need your character and courage. They are looking for leaders of integrity, leaders who never quit. They want to be led by young officers like you, who are the very finest from this generation. You will be the next generation of young officers, along with the magnificent NCOs you will lead that are the very soul of our Corps. The legions of great men and women from this magnificent academy expect it from you. You will not let them down. Always remember that the best thing about being a Marine is leading Marines. Remember, too, to be a Marines lieutenant and not a Marine lieutenant. Today, we are here to commission 260 second lieutenants for service as officers of Marines. No one made you subject yourself to a code of honor and a life of discipline, but you did. Because of people like you, I am confident about taking on the challenges that face us in the future. With you leading our Marines, we will remain the world's finest fighting force. Across generations of Marines, they have added chapters to that legacy. So will you. And I'd like to thank you for that in advance. Thank you, and Semper Fidelis. At this time, I would like to ask those midshipmen who will be commissioned as second lieutenants of Marines to please stand. Please raise your right hand. Having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps to rank from 26 May 2017, do you hereby accept such appointment, and do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter. So help you God. Marines, congratulations and take your seats.
The Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral John Richardson, United States Navy, will administer the oath of office to those being commissioned in the United States Navy. Admiral Richardson, I proudly present 760 midshipmen of the graduating class to be commissioned in the United States Navy.
Thank you, Colonel Lazewski. Mr. Vice President, thank you so much for being with us today and for your inspiring remarks. Secretary Stackley, fellow distinguished guests, friends and families of the class of 2017, and especially to the midshipmen here of the class of 2017, can you feel it happening now? Let me hear it. Can you feel it happening now? I want to say congratulations to all our newest second lieutenants. You are joining an absolutely unbeatable Navy Marine Corps team. To the class of 2017, we've already had a conversation about my expectations for you. You are joining the fleet at a time in our history when you will be tested, and when you must be ready for that test, and when you will lead your teams and you will pass that test, and you can and you must win. We will win by getting the most from our teams at every level. You will lead them to the best possible performance. And performance by teams relies on performance by team leaders. From this day forward, that relies on you. Now, in a few moments, you'll take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. You know, we don't take many oaths in our lives. In my 57 years, I've taken 3. I've taken an oath to my faith, a baptismal vow. I've taken a vow to my family, to my wife, Dana. And I've taken a vow to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. In fact, I took that vow 35 years ago to this day in this stadium. And we don't take very many oaths, but each one carries so much meaning. In fact, it's hard to imagine any major decision or any major action in my life that wasn't guided in some way by dedication to one of those 3 oaths. Our sailors and our families have endured tremendous sacrifices as they have lived up to the commitment of their vow to the Constitution. Many before you, as you have heard, have made the ultimate sacrifice, have paid the ultimate price as they lived out their vow to the Constitution. So don't forget these words as you prepare to go into our Navy to lead our sailors. I'm proud of each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you take your place in the fleet to seize America's future. Graduates, to be commissioned in the United States Navy, rise and raise your right hand. Having been appointed an ensign in the United States Navy to rank from 26 May 2017, do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you are about to enter. So help you God. Congratulations, ensigns. Take your seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we will graduate 1,053 men and women who have met the many challenges of 4 years at the Naval Academy. In addition to those you just saw commissioned into the Navy and Marine Corps, 2 midshipmen will be commissioned in the United States Air Force. The class of 2017 also includes 17 graduates from 16 nations around the world. At this time, we invite these international graduating midshipmen to stand when their name is called, along with members of their national delegation who are in attendance today. Those graduates whose national flags are flying above the memorial arches at the north end of the stadium will return to their countries and serve with distinction in their armed forces or enter other government service. From the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Tanvir Ahmed. From Bulgaria, Todor Stoyev. From the Kingdom of Cambodia, Vithiye Phan. From the Republic of Costa Rica, Rafael Alpizar. From Georgia, Irakli Margonia. From Jamaica, Robert Roper. From the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Mahen Bassem Bajat Al-Hal Awhani. From the Republic of Kazakhstan, Ilyas Kamelidinov. From Malaysia, Muzaffar Abdul Halim. From Montenegro, Jovana Perosevic. From the Federated Republic of Nigeria, Nimaka Adireka. From the Federated Republic of Nigeria, Mustafa Muhammad. From the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Shahid Kamran. From the Republic of Peru, Christian Castellares. From the Republic of Singapore, Joshua Lim. From Taiwan, Yentin Lin. And from the Kingdom of Thailand, Gaz Chenmen. Thank you. Seats. Today's graduates join the more than 83,000 men and women who have graduated from the Naval Academy since its founding in 1845. As part of our graduation ceremony today, members of the Naval Academy class that preceded this year's graduates by 50 years will honor this continuing chain of Naval Academy graduates by presenting engraved ensign or second lieutenant uniform devices to the class of 2017. Several members of the class of 1967 are listed in your program and are here today to participate in this special recognition of Naval Academy graduates' contributions across the decades. Please join me in recognizing and applauding these distinguished graduates. Finally, before we begin introductions of individual graduates, I should remind you of an important Naval Academy tradition. The parents and friends of each graduate are invited to stand when that graduate's name is called In that way, we could recognize your contribution to the achievement of these fine young men and women. The Vice President will present diplomas to those individuals graduating with distinction. Those members of the class of 2017 graduating with distinction, please rise. Ensign Ethan W. Doherty stands first in the class. Christopher L. Panuski. Brian M. Hardy. Taylor D. Bandera. John T. Davin. Nicole L. Hadler. Catherine L. Quant. Ian G. Best. Jacob R. Wurz. Ryan P. Bailey. Scott B. Davids. Alexis E. C. Upferman. Scott M. Gibson. Christopher J. Goodale. Charles A. Kranz III. Sarah K. Claudy. Frederick George Sutton. Robert L. Stroop. Joseph Vincent Gentili. Benjamin P. Keegan. Ryan C. Spear. Alexander M. Couch. Nathan J. Gainey. Kelsey D. Maxwell. James P. Talisi. Andrew A. Zhao. Michael J. Ross, Jr. Daniel A. Vagel. Eric H. Boynton. Charlotte K. Asdal. Brett S. Flaherty. Morgan A. Spate. Benjamin H. Balin. Stephen J. Ward. Kyle N. Ritterbeck. Rachel A. Weibel. Shannon D. Johnson. Christopher O. Evans. Olivia J. McQuaid. Patrick M. Leach. Michael J. Sagan. Nathan J. Fuel. Ian A. Arbuckle. Blake N. Poppette. Matthew Peter Layton Harrigan. Robert W.C. Young. Macklin O. Blackadar. Scott J. Swagel. Emily A. Tucker. Sean P. Williamson. Tyler Tossavainen. Aaron C. Seifert. Lucas R. Foppy. Connor J. Tallman. Trevor W. Stefanski. Quinn R. Stanley. Ross Weldon Gilchrist. Charles K. Webb. Ryan G. Moy. Paige K. Statler. Michael J. Bundas. Stephen J. Pantuso. Bridget B. Kennedy. Nicholas T. Morris. Matthew A. Robbins. Lily M. Brosey. Caitlin L. Shinavsky. Jake R. Martin. David A. Bishop. Hannah M. Hughes. Brian P. Cully. Nathan A. Norden. Philip C. S. Schwarting. Drew M. Bren. Lucinda M. Ford. Luke R. Sullivan. Aria M. Dang. Terry A. Renfro Piehut. Noah E. Wacklin. Jonathan G. Hawkins. Joseph M. Halpin. Dustin Paul Pavlik. Austin A. Sanabria. Suzanne E. Bigley. Cameron R. Keith. David D. Larkin. Jessica T. Miller. Wilson L. Rydalch. Julia L. Arthur. Evan J. Stargell. Abigail M. Perdue. William Rennie Walker. Joshua Lim. Samuel A. Shalov. Justin E. Reed. Peter A. Ehrenberger. Brett M. Gentili. Thomas J. Wilson. Nicholas J. King. Joseph J. Simpson. Mary C. Scully. Daniel J. Kasberg. Jordan K. Harris. Samuel Sumner Williams. Kyle V.H. Pate. The Vice President of the United States, the Acting Secretary of the Navy, the Deputy Commandant of the Marine Corps, the Chief of Naval Operations, the Superintendent, and the Commandant of Midshipmen will now present diplomas to members of the graduating class individually by company. Odd-numbered companies will receive their diplomas from my left, and even-numbered companies from my right.
From the first company, Timothy C. Addison.
From the second company, Parker D. Abel.
Kelsey M. Ashbrook.
Cooper D. Bloss.
Harry S. Bullen IV.
Reed O. Carter.
Brian A. Burlingame.
Victor Jesus Castro.
Daniel J. Kamudi.
Sarah S. Chama.
Joel M. Davis.
Alyssa N. Dildine.
Victoria Friday.
Elizabeth C. Field.
Zachary T. Hall.
Zachary R. Fong.
Bronwyn A. Harper.
Bernard J. Forney.
Courtney R. Hook.
Trevor K. Graham.
Kara K. S. Hornsby.
Alexander K. Jaquaw.
Manuel Incerni Pagan.
Andrew M. Kenow.
Eric X. Jimenez.
Nicole N. Kim.
William G. Jordan.
Austin I. Kirk.
Morgan E. Young.
Clayton A. Larson.
Justin S. Keck.
Nathan B. Marshall.
Andrew M. Kelly.
Ryan F. McLennan.
Chandler F. King.
Carter M. O'Leary.
Jacob A. Kosis.
Dalton T. Pierce.
Jesselyn A. Laney.
Danielle R. Poblar.
Ryan M. Lay.
Luis E. Rocha.
Andrew R. Long.
Ralph M. Sathry.
Zachary P. Lonsdale.
Arjun Sharma.
Michael F. Madigan.
Greg D. Schrum.
Michael T. Maxwell.
David G. Sicker.
Jennifer D. Wynn.
Gary Lamar Singleton II.
Bithia Pond.
Paul J. Static.
Leland J. Sale.
Daquan R. Thomason.
Austin E. Sigliano.
Haley M. Warhoftig.
James A. Smith Jr.
Lauren C. Webb.
Casey T. Stanko.
Bradley J. Weibel.
Dylan G. Walsh.
Rex Willis Jr.
Carter R. West.
James G. Young.
Brian D. Wyckoff.
Kaylin J. Young.
Justin A. Yu.
Stephen T. Zakrawski.
From the third company, Grace M. Albertson.
From the fourth company, Zachary S. Kamer.
Samuel H. Bates.
Kyle R. Kasmi.
Raina M. Borsuk.
Joshua G. Cohen.
Corinne M. Caggiano.
Thomas E. Dowdy Jr.
Christian E. Castellares.
Alexander S. Evans.
David E. Cedillo.
Mickey S. Hall.
Joshua L. Chambers.
Caitlin M. Jan.
James M. D'Onofrio.
Andrew G. Kim.
Kim A. Doe.
Aiden J. Lang.
Daniel R. Flack.
Wyatt W. LaPointe.
Carrie M. Haller.
James A. Lido.
Everett C. Hamilton.
Catherine M. Macklin.
Edward A. Hanlon.
Michelle C. McCullum.
Alexander G. Harbison.
Mark W. Maloro Jr.
Judson B. Holcomb.
Mustafa D. Muhammad.
Taylor H. Kipili'i.
Andrew R. Patterson.
Morgan E. Lang.
Charles A. Quinlan IV.
Daniel A. Lowry.
Alexander S. Richardson.
Brant T. McQuegan.
Kyle L. Schaff.
Amber L. Mendez.
Bradley D. Shiner.
Ramon C. Montehermoso Jr.
Christian E. Scroggs.
Felipe C. Morera.
Roy W. Sykes McLeese.
Aaron N. Nolan.
Nicholas A. Shine.
Pierce T. Parlier.
Tago A. Smith.
Samuel J. Posinelli.
Charles W. Stabler.
Walter C. Pope V.
Madeline M. Stevens.
Jeanette L. Powell.
Aaron A. Tham.
Aiden T. Ricard.
Sarah K. Tumbus.
Chadwick T. Riggins.
Julian R. Turner.
Jacob A. Rowell.
Hannah M. Vincent.
John D. Sheehy.
Nicholas P. Wilcox.
Mark Scheiber.
Robert P. Woods.
Alexander L. Shook.
Joseph A. Yates III.
Coleman D. Wright.
From the 6th Company, Edward A. Alade.
From the 5th Company, Kadeem C. Adams.
Leslie Ann Sorio Alsagas.
Mariam Al-Hassan.
Raphael A. Alpizar.
Lorenzo G. Armstrong.
Alexander J. Barta.
Stephen A. Brown.
Alexander T. Bergman.
James R. Camalici.
Cabot L. Bisbee.
Miguel A. Castro Jr.
William F. Burke.
Jonathan J. Douse.
Skylar K. Briggs.
Haruka J. Ernie.
Marcus P. Brown.
Aiden A. Farrell.
James A. Calloway.
Shelby D. Hare.
Garrett W. Carlson.
Allison Rose Hands.
Joshua C. Escobar.
Nicholas D. Hart.
Patrick T. French.
Allison M. Keenan.
Andre Gioka.
Brett E. Kraft.
Hannah T. Gilchrist.
Nathan M. Marcon.
L. Forrest Hansen.
Hannah J. Meadows.
Stephen R. Johnson.
Jet M. Meenick.
Evan A. Jones.
Taylor N. Moores.
Ashley Nicole Loyce.
Benjamin W. Nortz.
Madeline G. Manhertz.
Saul Park.
Brendan J. Metcalf.
Nathan J. Pearson.
Alexander F. Muller.
Nicole K. Peer.
Jules A. Murphy.
Matthew T. Rees.
Sarah M. Nance.
Donald Y. Ross.
Kyle G. Pettis.
Brandon J. Russell.
Marley A. Ragney.
Dylan W. Sewell.
Andrew J. Raves.
Blue D. Strong.
Dylan F. Reardon.
Robert M. Whitlock.
Ian O. Rossetti.
Bodie Williams.
Janelle C. Seals.
From the 7th Company, Jude H. Ampolini.
Nicholas Sagretti.
Alexander J. Barbaria.
James T. Shropshire.
Alexander N. Blink.
Massimo L. Smaldino.
Michael S. Brown.
Hannah J. Spurl.
Kara V. Butler.
Troy M. Thompson II.
Liam T. Cato.
Nathaniel D. Wasick.
Blake A. Copeland.
From the 8th Company, Brandon M. Aldred.
Daniel P. Coyne.
Mayan Bassam Bahajat Al-Hawani.
Michael S. Daniels Vassallo.
Daniel W. Chow.
John T. Dodd.
Samuel D. Sioko.
Rachel A. Feldman.
Adam M. Coberly.
Hugo B. Gomez.
Michelle Y. Doan.
Gabriela V. Gonzalez.
Shane O. DeBoard.
Nelson E. Gorick.
Nicholas C. Falcone.
Megan E. Hartman.
Brandon P. Gilbert.
Christian A. Jonick.
Liam G. Gregory.
Jordan A. Kongwijaya.
Molly R. Hansen.
Shaquille D. Keels.
Kelsey M. Hastings.
Ruthvik A. Kumar.
Zachary I. Johnson.
Robert L. Marshburn.
Sarah C. Jones.
Kenneth L. Mouton Jr.
Ty T. Laframboise.
Derek A. Wynn.
Michael A. Lopez de Arriaga Shaw.
Michael James Penteleri.
Lisette A. Martinez.
Alejandro G. Perez.
Hayes P. McCullough.
Medina N. Petishvili.
Andrea R. McDavid.
Stephen M. Phillips.
Amelia M. Ponick.
Chelsea R. Pixa.
Jack L. Partlow.
Michael A. Smallberg.
Matthias P. Pecoraro.
Emily E. Trostra.
Luis E. Pedraza Colon.
Thomas M. Warner.
Brandon T. Pippin.
David A. Wirt.
Brian J. Primo.
Namaka C. Adrika.
Robert M. Reading.
Joshua W. Antol.
Helen C. Robertson.
Jose J. Arroyo.
Jonathan T. Shabdak.
Madeline J. Bliss.
Garrett R. Smith.
Garrett S. Bradley.
Raymond J. Snell.
Andre E. Esquivel.
Dylan R. Thompson Sevcik.
Christopher R. Fennell.
Khalif I. Wolf.
Dustin M. Fuller. A. Jonna.
Anna L. Crutchfield.
Austin B. Jump.
Laura I. Cruz.
Caleb Legis.
Not M. Doe.
Justin Robert P. McGowan.
Colin J. Donahue.
William C. McMasters II.
Jonathan L. Droblus.
Spencer J. Nora.
Drew T. Javolsky.
Jessica N. Ringer.
Joseph L. Ellis.
Megan M. Rosenberger.
James W. England.
Sean D. Rundle.
Benjamin D. Goodrich.
Christopher J. Sorreo, Jr.
Thomas B. Groves.
Kevin J. Saxton.
William F. Herbert IV.
Andrew W. Snyder.
Alexander G. Holloway.
Robert L. Stepp.
Catherine A. Kinnear.
Carmen M. Sturdifin.
Dane Francis Kozlowski.
John R. Walter.
Hayden M. Lee.
Cameron K. Wegner.
Philip E. Lowry III.
From the 11th Company, Tina C. Alberts.
Jack S. Main.
Lewis C. Aldridge.
Stuart A. McDaniel.
Jared W. Volko.
John S. Orchard.
Foster C. Bayless.
Monica N. Prelau.
Jacob C. Best.
Alyssa D. Randall.
Christina M. Blackburn.
Daishen Romine.
Elizabeth K. Boston.
Harrison P. Samario.
William A. Coffey, Jr.
Mary K. Stammer.
Brian J. Colasaco.
Israel Varela.
Eric T. Collins.
Christian P. White.
Luis Andrea H. Diaz.
From the 12th Company, Nicholas D. Abramson.
Richard T. Doctor.
Megan A. Bennett.
Troy Y. Esaki.
Robert A. Brown.
Jonathan T. Friel.
Julia A. Candu.
Daniel W. Gilmore.
Richard W. Cavaness.
Raimundo Hernandez III.
David J. Chun.
Brody G. Jones.
Timothy Patrick Calabrese.
Ilias E. Kamaladenoff.
Zachary T. Coleman.
Robert H. Kelso.
George J. Coughlin.
Amos R. Mason.
Amelia G. Davis.
Brian P. McGowan.
Jenna S. Fedors.
Jacob D. Melton.
Ryan Q. Gallagher.
James E. O'Halloran IV.
Louis Isaac Gomez.
Daniel J. Robinson.
Stephen V. Gonzalez.
Miranda J. Rossum.
Connor O. Graham.
Stephen A. Santiago.
Jake L. Hitchings.
Matthew G. Saunders.
Ryan E. Hogan.
Ariel T. Shopal.
William P. Kruger.
Travis A. Sims.
Brian A. LaBoy.
Sarah J. Spain.
Matthew T. Lee.
Adrian E. Valenci Martinson.
Jacqueline G. Loyola.
Mary Lou D. Veloria.
Allison J. Norris.
Alan A. Wong.
Earl U. Pasqua.
From the 13th Company, Seth N. Ammons.
Raj D. Patel.
Patrick R. Brady.
Nicole A. Pick.
Marlon S. Brukowitz.
Victoria A. Reyes.
Cameron D. Bryant.
Major J. Ricky.
Audrey Jane Chanel.
Dominic M. Scott.
Henry R. Dawson.
Dustin T. Shackelford.
Alexander K. Dinelli.
Max M. Smith.
Caroline C. Fender.
Susan O. Sara.
Jordan M. Figlioli.
Ethan M. Stanley.
Joseph C. Fitzgerald.
Isaac Taylor.
Paul J. Fogelin.
Sean D. White Jr.
Logan M. Frazier.
Savannah R. Wisdo.
Ryan A. Gaffney.
Kenneth C. Wise.
Ryan M. Gray.
From the 14th Company, Ryan A. Adair.
Benjamin S. Harrison.
Taylor J. Adams.
Michael S. Hoffman.
Carmen C. Arnold.
Allison Shea Latham.
Andrew B. Cohen.
Christopher M. Leonard.
Brady R. Dove.
Kevin M. McGinty.
Colin F. Floundlacker.
Alec J. McMillan.
Chungdae Hom.
Daniel G. Mullen.
William D. Henderson.
Connor A. Malloy.
Kevin B. Junganil.
Allison B. Murray.
Christopher M. LaFrancois.
Sarah R. Peterson.
Zachary M. Michelle.
Chase W. Sachs.
Brent J. Newoner.
Timothy C. Shutak.
Avery C. Wokike.
Devin W. Terry.
Josiah I. Powell.
Malcolm V. White Jr.
Mitchell F. Pratt.
Richard L. Winter III.
Caitlin M. Price.
Amanda Nevada Zablotny.
Patrick R. Roberts.
From the 15th Company, Seth J. Adams.
Sawyer J. Rogers.
Kyle A. Battle.
Robert A. Rosenthal.
David J. Borden.
Charles J. Russell.
Terry L. Brown Jr.
Holly G. Sandler.
Colton L. Byers.
Thomas B. Swanson.
Patrick L. Carmody.
Yanni D. Vrutsas.
Jane M. Cottrell.
Anthony M. White.
Alex M. Dodane.
Nathan M. Williams.
Jessica L. Ford.
Jessica T. Uri.
Jonathan A. Hathaway.
From the 16th Company, Paul R. Alvarado Jr.
Susanna Z. Height.
Martin J. Arroyo.
Johnson L. Henry.
Alexander J. Branchfield.
Alexander M. Hunley.
Jacob C. Dara.
Catherine L. Lazzari.
Dennis M. Deavy.
Daniel J. Leach.
Benjamin R. Fellhofer.
Ryan M. McCoy.
Sam Houston Forrestal.
Philip T. Metcalf.
Thomas A. Gorman II.
Chase M. Miller.
Tonio A. Gully.
Kyle P. O'Connor.
Roselle A. Hernandez.
Daniel M. Ponchev.
Joel R. Hunter.
Jonathan X. Pullum.
Susumu K. Jones.
Gabrielle A. Smith.
Shahed Kamran.
Jeremy M. Valero.
Stephanie M. Lee.
Jonathan D. Wabaki.
Ashley M. Luchtenberg.
Ethan E. White.
Jason L. Mappa.
Andrew D. Wojtena.
Sean M. Noah.
From the 17th Company, Joe A. Alvarez.
Nicholas P. Palialonga.
Ashim S. Bajwa.
Jin Sue Park.
Logan N. Ballard.
Thomas C. Peacher.
Andrew S. Ben.
Eric M. Perry.
Joel Q. Berg.
Mary H. Robertson.
Mitchell B. Bond.
Sean M. Style.
Sarita Joe Condi.
Caden J. Steingruber.
Kyle E. Condry.
Robert A. Stevenson.
John M. Ferguson.
William W. Tweeter, Jr.
Carlos A. Gallardo, Jr.
August A. Eaker.
Christy E. Green.
Madison E. Vacris.
Nicholas J. Holbach.
Jordan R. Wilhelm Wenzel.
Evan S. Hovenden.
Sonia Y. Yee.
Ethan M. King.
Daniel W. Zeeble.
Sierra N. Knock.
From the 18th Company, Mackenzie M. Bailey.
Christian M. Lovacek.
Maxwell Clayton Bevel.
Trevor W. Lively.
Alana A. Brady.
Vincent E. Moon.
Jack W. Brodowitz.
Caleb L. Moore.
Prashum Chanman.
Summer A. Ralston.
Daniel P. Shmura.
Robert L. Roper.
Ted W. Colburn.
Brandon W. Teal.
Gabriel S. Collins.
Daniel M. Tillman.
Morgan W. DeYoung.
Thomas A. Trevino.
Nicholas J. Dieterding.
Victor V. Trong.
Daniel J. Bowie.
Adam R. West.
Anthony P. Galazzi.
Alexander J. Williams.
Dylan A. Globerman.
Grant Capono Young.
Andrew J. Grant.
Nina Yu.
Micah Z. Gustafson.
From the 19th Company, Timothy J. Abruzzo.
Jacob N. Hastings.
Nicholas P. Arnold.
Adam D. Johnson.
Christine E. Baltazar.
Ashanti N. Kennedy.
Rixon A. Fletcher.
Michael J. Kenyon.
Patrick M. Forstall.
Michael A. Koppel.
Julia C. Faust.
Alan J. Lee.
Danielle M. Given.
Ishwan Liu.
Kenneth A. Hicks.
Madison M. Mansberger.
Megan C. Howard.
Roberto A. Marroquin.
Michael J. Kelly.
Courtney L. Mason.
Junie Kim.
Janai A. Meeks.
Isabel K. Kraus.
Christopher I. Mish.
Walter A. LaCroix.
Makoto Michael Morita.
Matthew G. Lembo.
Samantha C. Panko.
Brandon P. Moss.
Jovana Perosovich.
Joseph E. Marento.
Eric A. Schwering.
Carl T. McKay IV.
George Y. Swenka.
Jackson K. Peplow.
Robert Charles Craig Winning.
Brandon S. Pulig.
From the 20th Company, Tanvir Ahmed.
Joseph C. Puza.
Russell D. Atkinson.
Rifat Rahman.
Matthew A. Bender.
Nicholas F. Ramsey.
Michelle S. Browning.
Jared R. Reed Dixon.
Zhuaying Chen.
Jalen S. Robinson.
Woo Jin Chung.
Thomas S. Rooney III.
Christopher M. Cowan.
James M. Shadow III.
Vincent A. Gardella.
Dustin M. Soto.
Riley J. Klein.
Todor S. Stoev.
Anthony P. Kwochewski.
Dayton B. Weatherby.
Robert W. Letty.
From the 21st Company, Muzaffar bin Abdul Halim.
Lucia S. Lee.
Akbar A. Arsiwala.
Alberto F. Mestre.
Travis C. Blue.
Kyle J. Milchuk.
Gregory S. Boyer.
Olivia Joyce Morrell.
Michael J. Brunoforte, Jr.
Mackenzie T. Oldfield.
Min Bo Chow.
Sijing Chu.
Yongsung A. Cho.
Chosnell Jr. Raymond.
Kendall Nyetyi Dang.
Catherine H. Reynolds.
Gabrielle M. De Leon.
Catherine E. Ryle.
Brian A. Evertson.
Brandon J. Schultz.
Ryan D. Gettinger.
Thomas R. Shaw.
Daniel Francisco Gomez.
Mario L. Smaldino.
Patrick F. Goff.
Ryan L. Stellhorn.
Ryan J. Harmon.
Justice Sweat.
Ryan C. Harris.
Austin R. Tamez.
Brian E. Harvey.
Wiley Taylor III.
Kimberly J. Heller.
Connor J. Wade.
Benedict Z. Emmanuel.
From the 22nd Company, Caitlin E. Anson.
Enlin P. McQuegan.
Adam R. Carnahan.
Duncan C. Molnar.
Nicholas K. Coe.
Benjamin Wolf Olson.
Samuel W. Coons IV.
Jacob R. Prickett.
Olivia C. Cherico.
Tyler A. Ridgway.
Aaron E. Dupree.
Paige Rikoski.
Christian A. Forbush.
George Joseph Saker.
Jacob O. Gessling.
Connor P. Stallions.
Cassandra G. Harriet.
Namdi O. Uzoma.
Michael J. Herr.
Ryan Russell Waterman.
Dane J. Hurley.
Samuel A. Weaver.
Ryan Kelly.
From the 23rd Company, Irma Aganovich.
Gabriel R. Larios.
Samuel C. Bascom.
Derek A. Mann Jr.
Randall C. Beck.
Molly J. McAuliffe.
Alexis J. Brown.
Kevin G. McKelvey.
Anthony F. Burns.
Logan P. McQuarrie.
Claire M. Clark.
Charlotte R. Meyer.
Michael A. Cummings, Jr.
Miguel J. Nava.
Justin W. Dotson.
Oliver X. Nee.
Daniel M. Grant Johnson, Jr.
John W. O'Hare.
Grant D. Hanley.
William S. Purdom, Jr.
Monica M. Herrera.
Kevin T. Reinemund.
Kevin P. Holder.
Christina R. Rhine.
David J. Huber.
Drake A. Sadler.
Hamilton M. Jones.
Grant J. Schuster.
Jessica A. Lois.
Cade W. Warlick.
Meng Yu Long.
Paul D. Weatherford.
Corey P. Mayer.
Daniel R. Wild.
Matthew E. Meltzer.
William T. Worth, Jr.
Kendrick R. Mooten.
From the 24th Company, Teresa H. Anderson.
Caitlin A. Moynihan.
William D. Fenton.
Matthew R. Nason.
Sean M. Foster.
Ryan S. Ochoa.
Blake E. Franklin.
Samuel C. Herschel.
Tristan R. Freeberger.
Thomas J. Phillips.
Hannah B. Jelmstrom.
Jacob I. C. Rose.
Hunter T. Jenkins.
Gabriel R. Samaniego.
Lane M. R. Johnson.
Daniel S. Savella II.
Brian K. Kennedy.
Eric L. Stockwood.
Kevin T. Kirchmer.
Danielle N. Turner.
Alexander M. Kraus.
Nicholas A. Weinhardt.
Mary E. Kranak.
Paul M. Whalen.
Courtney A. Lepahi.
Jacob L. Woolman.
Jacob T. Letson.
Samantha L. Young.
Yenting Lin.
From the 25th Company, Ben M. Allen.
Megan M. Livers.
Mackenzie E. Barnett.
James P. McGrath.
Zachary Q. Bartholmus.
Brian R. Pollyi.
Shannon F. Brown.
Brian S. Pajarillo.
Marcy A. Browning.
Taylor J. Peterson.
Michael N. Bonacore.
Nadia S. Hurry.
Michaela N. Bussey.
Kyle P. Robb.
Calvin L. Cass, Jr.
Wayne P. Saya, Jr.
Andrea M. Kutalakis.
Miles D. Swain.
Patrick Daniel Chuck.
Roberto E. Swirsky.
Robert V. Dews IV.
Lietzel J. Sylvester.
Gregory P. Gorman Jr.
John P. Trainer Jr.
Joshua Wayne Green.
Jalen Wade.
Young S. Hong.
Anastasia L. White.
Andrew P. Jevitt.
From the 26th Company, Joseph T. Barrett.
Emily S. Kylan.
Christian Blanchard.
Michael B. Landry.
John Richard Bryant III.
Jonathan H. Lynn.
David Santos Espy.
Richard M. Logazino Jr.
Christopher James Fennell.
Mitchell D. Magarian.
Rose Irene Gershesky.
Robert C. McLaughlin.
Thomas R. Gianelli.
Jackson R. Meyer.
Brian E. Greggs.
Sean J. Park.
Jacob D. Griffin.
Jared D. Paul.
Jared D. Grove.
Kiyomi A. Powell.
Emily M. Guer.
Dylan C. Prenda.
Jared M. Hackmeister.
Cole S. Preston.
Jeremiah L. Harding.
Stephen E. Price.
Destiny J. Harrell.
Kyle G. Quintana.
Chatwin M. Jackson IV.
James E. Reynolds.
Daniel C. Jonas.
Dennis A. Ruszewski Jr.
Joseph J. Kelly Jr.
Nicholas A. Satterley.
Mackenzie A. Margram.
Samuel N. Steinfeld.
Jonathan P. McDougall.
Aaron N. Stockdale.
Margaret E. McLaughlin.
Mickey J. Zabo.
Amanda E. Mock.
Brett A. Voss.
T. Wynn.
Matthew H. Washington.
Michaela Scudato.
From the 27th Company, Stephen R. Bakotic.
Brenna L. Shea.
Zachary H. Bodner.
Delaney S. Shields.
Nicholas J. Bruno.
Eric Paul Spiro.
Ross M. Cano.
Evan J. Starsenik.
Suyun M. Chung.
Tristan S. Tello.
Jordan E. Davis.
Anna Katrina M. Vargas.
Robert A. DeGabriel.
Grant S. Vermeer.
Robert Thomas Dolan.
Daniel J. Weathers.
Nicole E. Edmondson.
Louis J. Woolitz.
Joseph H. Guthman.
Samuel E. Wolf.
Grant A. Gutschau.
Marshall P. Yocklin.
Nicole M. Hetzer.
From the 28th Company, Michael Joseph Ahern.
Patrick J. Hoffman, Jr.
Andrew P. Bonner.
Hunter B. Jason.
Brendan I. Clements.
Colby S. Coe.
Buster Beaumont Dodge.
Maxwell C. Lee.
Matthew S. Eastberg.
Daniel J. LeMay.
Bernard Allen Mendoza Fajardo.
Christopher A. Marmolejo.
Elizabeth A. Finnelan.
John B. Martin.
Michael J. Fleming.
Brenna L. McDonald.
Samuel L. Giddings.
Hallie R. McFadgen.
Stephen A. Harris.
Burl D. McLaurin.
Taylor M. Hart.
Cody L. Parker.
Grant B. Kelly.
Nicholas G. Priftis.
Kevin J. Leyland II.
Stephen M. Sabatini.
Sarah M. Lopez.
Brody P. Samaha.
Hannah E. Lowry.
Colby J. F. Sharilla.
Irakli Margania.
Stephanie M. Simon.
Kelson J. McCullum.
Sydney A. Sisler.
Tanner C. Morse.
Piper R. Toller.
Thomas John Pecor.
Michael T. Usoff.
Jorge H. Rivas.
William Murdoch Walker.
Joseph D. Roberts.
Matthew C. Walsh.
Daniel L. Russell.
M. Glennon Waters.
Michael Paul Salinas.
From the 29th Company, Terry I. Belen.
Alexander D. Sanders.
David Barry Burns.
Angelica M. Sewell.
Michael C. Butts.
Kareem A. Smith.
Philip M. Campbell.
Patrick B. Snow.
Michael A. Clark.
Trenton J. Tibbetts.
Corinne R. Klein.
Matthew J. Vore.
Sophia E. Costas.
Elena C. Wers.
Jose R. De Jesus.
Heidi Mills Zisselman.
Kelly E. France.
And from the 30th Company, Nicholas C. Arias.
James B. Hemphill.
John Charles C. Arian.
Louisa A. Holland.
Jordan Christian Brooks.
Tanner N. Husky.
Bill A. Cabin.
Ryan M. Joyner.
James J. Shumala Jr.
James A. Kedela.
Shane Patrick Condon.
Matthew A. Lamberjack.
Nicole E. DeFazio.
Francis H. Lee.
Nicholas D. Dillumber.
John Dane Lemon.
Jordan L. DiPaola.
Brendan M. Malaspino.
Daniel M. Gonzalez.
Shay P. Martin.
Francis Madison Gossett.
Megan M. Maloney.
Michael Edward Greer.
David Y. Nom.
Foster K. Gross.
Clara E. Navarro.
Joseph G. Hunter.
Charles Pasquale Palmiado.
Michael Kai Kelly.
Elizabeth L. Pecksock.
Amy L. Crick.
Michaela D. Saycatch.
Keegan C. Cush.
Theodore M. Schopf II.
Jordan J. Lee.
Mark Patrick Servant.
Joshua C. Mayberry.
Daniel R. Smart.
Aaron N. McAvey.
Carl M. Trampanow.
Deanna Moore.
Tate Turner.
Elliot K. Nell.
Dean Williams Jr.
Cole E. Payton.
Amanda C. Zurfee.
Karen D. Keeles. Tori A. Sharp. Ryan M. Shows. Lucas W. Stolniker. Lauren A. Stiff. Daniel J. Tapia. Austin J. Vandellen. and James L. Villanueva.
Second Lieutenant Chosnell Raymond, President of the Class of 2017.
Distinguished guests, staff and faculty, family and friends, the class of '67, most importantly, the great class of 2017. This is, that's right. This is former Midshipman Raymond, Kilo Company, 20th Platoon. In class, I have a two-part question for you. One, did you make your time here count? Two, if so, what did you leave behind and what will you carry forward? No need to answer that now, don't worry. Let it marinate. In the meanwhile, Mr. Vice President, may you please join me at the podium. Sir. I would like to thank you for sharing your words of wisdom with us today. Now, sir, typically our gifts are something that you can wear. However, today, we decided to honor you with a class Stein from the class of 2017. Now, before you jump to conclusions, I would like to give you a brief history of the Stein. Its inception came shortly after the Black Plague, which prompted the need for progress in civilization, namely public health. Now, without getting too much into the weeds of the detail, the Stein was a sanitary measure to protect people's beverages in the interest of public health. Today, sir, it is gifted to you by our class as a constant reminder of our promise to lay down our lives to protect our Constitution and our way of life, essentially our nation's health. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very honored.
Now, I'd like to think of our class as one of the most well-balanced class to ever step foot on the yard. Now, when it comes to the moral, mental, and physical missions, we absolutely crushed the game. In our service to humanity, Lucy Ford led initiatives to bring women's birth clinics to Rwanda. Scotty David, with his leading of the team of energy and mobility projects in Haiti. And academia, I mean, look at the first couple of rows. Lucy, Rhodes Scholar. Chris Panutsky, the Hertz Fellowship. Eric Sutton, Ross Gilchrist, Schwartzman Scholarship. Rachel Weibel, the Gates Cambridge Scholarship. The list goes on and on and on. And finally, we can't forget about athletics. Remember when we stormed the field to celebrate Navy's victory over number 6 Houston? Or even Navy women's basketball team and Navy women's lacrosse postseason record-breaking performances. Need I say any more about athletics? Now, since we're on this trip down memory lane, I would like to take the time to reflect on the good times. And boy, did we have a lot of them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to put things into perspective, we put hours of hard work, as listed before, but this class knows how to balance work and play. In fact, if you look closely at our class motto, you'll see the fine print that says work hard, play hard. See, this is good. They told me as class president I'd give a speech, but they're actually giving me an avenue to practice my stand-up comedy. Yes, it worked. But really, class, how can we forget Marcy's invitation to our first ever plebe mixer? Hashtag the thirst is still real. Or Protramid 2015. Sorry about that third block. Now, contrary to popular belief, we can have fun in a professional environment too. I'd like to mention Jared Reed Dixon. Not only did he give us a great service selection dinner, but he also coordinated the best ship selection night to ever step foot on the yard. And I would be failing the Corps if I didn't mention the fun that we had at our very first Warrior Mess Night. Hoorah. Now, these memories are good, and some are even great. But what makes our class so unique is the fact that we stick together and push through adversity, especially during times of sorrow. Now let's pause here to give honor and remembrance where it's due. Thinking back to plebe year, around this time actually, Herndon climb. Remember when we placed Will McCamey's cover on the top of Herndon? Sure, it cost us an extra 30 minutes, but we were more than willing to have Will with us as Trent overhead pressed Mike to the top of Herndon. Now let's fast forward a little bit to youngster year. We honored Justin by holding his youngster family dinner in his remembrance. Now we remember Justin for his warrior spirit, his smile and energy, his selflessness and humility. He had this contagious zest for life. It was amazing. And anyone that knew Jason Jablonski knew that as a teammate, as a company mate, as a friend, he never let anyone have a bad day. In fact, there's a story that says that when the nurses came to visit him, he asked them how their day was. He was selfless, and he was penned by our former deputy commandant with aviator wings. Never the center of attention. He is always in the center of our hearts. So yeah, we can work hard, we can play hard, but we never forget, and we always give and show honor. Now, on the note of honor, I'd like to introduce to the world our new class graduates. These graduates are etched in the spirit of our class. These, our honorary graduates. The first of them being Chief Daniel Luna, USN, Navy SEAL Advisor, Brigade Training Team, Program Coordinator. Chief Luna, as most of you know, was a mentor to us all and taught our class what it means to live with honor. And he has shared his precepts on the 1,000 hands concept. It parallels the old proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. And his precepts are a constant reminder that we should rethink our actions if we are not strengthening our peers, contributing to the team, or furthering the mission. Our second of our honorary graduates is Miss Ellen Sherman, the Midshipman Welfare Fund Manager. Miss Ellen has given countless hours to the class of 2017, planning everything from our Bonds of Gold to our graduation ball. Her dedication is underscored by her willingness to completely organize and reorganize logistics at the drop of a dime, while still offering a smile every day to every midshipman. Now, our last but not least honorary graduate is Miss Ryan Mannion, the president of the Travis Mannion Foundation. Ms. Ryan Mannion and her work perfectly embodies the spirit of our class. She has dedicated her life to reverencing her fallen brother, Travis Mannion. Through her flame of inspiration, the spirit of Travis Mannion lives on forever. Likewise, in our class, so will the spirits of Will, Justin, and Jason live through us. Will our honorary graduates and the families of Will, Justin, and Jason please stand as we give you the honor you deserve. Thank you. Thank you. Now finally, I'd like to offer a few parting words. To the underclassmen, 1, relationships matter. Never take them for granted. Rather, take the time to strengthen them, no matter how busy your underclass lives or upperclass lives may be. 2, always, always turn to your village for help, guidance, and wisdom. We all need it. And 3, never stop growing. Now, to the class of 2017, I'll leave you with these last words. Today marks the day that we begin to serve our country by serving our enlisted men and women and protecting our Constitution. Have a divine love and sense of compassion for them. But when the time comes to train them like hell. In fact, put them through hell so that when the enemy brings them there, it will be familiar territory. Train them with the spirit of love and conviction, the same spirit of those who have gone before us, those who have fallen by our sides. And in this audience today, there stands those that seek to serve alongside us. Train and love them relentlessly, because if not us, then who? So ladies, gentlemen, class of 67, class of 2017, it's been an honor and a privilege. Now, what are you looking at me for? Let's get after it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of today's ceremony, please rise for the singing of Navy Blue and Gold. Please be seated. The acting president of the class of 2018, Midshipman Luke Reddido.
Members of the classes of 2018, 2019, and 2020, please rise. I propose 3 cheers for those about to leave us. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Please be seated.
Members of the class, actually, belay my last. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the class of 2017, please rise with covers in hand. I propose, on behalf of the class of 67 in 2017, 3 cheers for those that we leave behind. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip.
Spectators in the stands are requested to refrain from entering onto the stadium floor until the official party and guests have had a chance to depart.
You can stand at ease.
Hi, sir. Supposed to guard the mic.
Oh, okay.
This is a really important